All right, now we're going to do a recipe for the English cut short ribs. And really the only way to make English cut short ribs tender is to bake them or braise them. And we're going to do a braised dish today. And what I've done is I've taken the short ribs, you can see them here, and I seasoned them with coarse ground pepper, fresh cracked pepper and kosher salt, and I browned them in some olive oil. And then I poured off the excess oil. And what we're going to make today is a sweet chili taco. And so the first thing we need to do, we've got our short ribs all browned, ready to go. The oil is drained off. We're going to make a braising liquid. And for our braising liquid, in the oven under the broiler, I have 3 Roma tomatoes and 3 half-inch slices of red onion and 1 Anaheim Hatch chili. So we're just going to take these and kind of coarsely chop them up, and you can put them in the blender. You can also do this in a food processor, obviously, but I have a pretty good blender, so that's what we're going to go with. Throw those in there. You take these onions, I'm just going to take them here, stack them up, and give them a whack or two. That's really all it needs. We can throw that away. That was just for demonstration there to show you that it was a real pepper before I started messing with it. Onions go in. Just put these under the broiler just so they got a little caramelization. You can see the tomatoes, how they've cooked down and got some nice char on the skin. We're going to throw the whole thing in there because that's what we're looking for, is that smoky flavor. Probably don't want any of that parchment paper in there, even though it has a nice smoky flavor, I'm sure. So we'll put those in there. I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to set this aside. And to that, we're going to add 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And we're going to give it a good couple tablespoons squirt of agave. I like the agave. You can use honey as well. There we go. 1, 2, there's 2 nice tablespoons. And then for seasoning, I have some cumin seed that I've toasted and then I've ground in my mortar and pestle. And there's about a half a teaspoon, maybe just a little bit more there. Alrighty, we're going to put the lid on and we're going to give that a good pulse here. Alrighty, our puree is done, and it was a little thick, so I've thinned it out with a little bit of dark Mexican beer. Of course, you can use water. And braising is different than stewing in that you don't cover the meat. It's just you bring it up kind of around the meat there. So I think we've got more than enough there. The recipe is actually for 2 pounds of short ribs, and what we're using is about 1 pound, so I've got more than enough braising liquid. So you can see what it looks like. We're going to throw on top a couple of sprigs of, maybe 4 sprigs of nice fresh oregano. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put it on the stove, we're going to bring it to a simmer, and we'll cover it. And then we'll put it in the oven for at least 1.5 hours. And we'll check it partway through, about halfway through, to make sure it has enough liquid in it, and add more beer or some of our braising liquid if we want to. We'll see when it comes out. Hi, we're back. We've got our short ribs that we braised in our sweet chili braising mixture there, and what we've done, we roasted it in the oven for a little over 2 hours till it was just fork tender. Took the bones and any little bits of gristle out, and then added back some of the sauce. It makes a wonderful taco with some nice corn tortillas. Just add a bit of this very, very tasty short rib mixture to the middle of it. A little bit of queso fresco on top. Queso fresco is a fresh cow's milk cheese. You can find that in the Hispanic section of your local grocery store. And most importantly, a little squeeze of lime. And I have to tell you, it is yummy good. There you go. Braised sweet chili short rib tacos. Have a nice dark Mexican beer. Enjoy.